Okay, we are live now. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the May 19th, 2025 Operations Management, Budget, and Government Accountability Committee meeting. I am Councilman Amilcar Hernandez, and I am chair of this committee. This meeting is broadcasting live on HPA-TV's Xfinity Government Channel 96 and Frontier Government Channel 6032. It will also be streamed via hpa-tv.org, the HPA-TV Facebook page, and HPA-TV Apple TV, Amazon TV, and Roku TV apps. It will also be made available on the HPA-TV YouTube channel. I'd like to acknowledge all my council colleagues present here today. We have here Minority Leader Alex Thomas. We have Councilman John Gale, and that's about it. And then we also have with us our corporate counsel, Jonathan Harding. Let's see who else. We do have our finance CFO director, Leanne Rolls, and we also have some other city staff, but I'll introduce them as I go through the resolutions. I think that's about it, right? Yep. All right. So today on the agenda, we have 4 items. The first item is item 2.1 is Councilwoman Mally Rosado with Councilman John Gale and Councilman George Migton. The resolution of Hartford Court of Common Council for reviewing and amending handicap parking policies and meter charges in collaboration with the Hartford Parking Authority and Disability Rights Organizations. For the author of this resolution, she has asked for this item to be postponed. If there are no objections or comments, the chair will entertain a motion to postpone this item.
So move.
Second.
All right, the item has been, motion to postpone has been made and properly second. Any comments? All right, those in favor of postponing this item, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, let the record show that this item 2.1, it is postponed until our next meeting in the month of June. I believe June 16, if I'm not mistaken. Next item is item 2.2. It's Mayor Arulampalan with accompanying resolution, which will approve a tentative agreement for a successful collective bargaining agreement between the City of Hartford and Local 1716, Council 4, AFSCME, AFL-CIO. And with us tonight, we have our Deputy Director of Human Resource and Labor Relations, Deb Caravillo. Deb, if you have any comments, anything to say about this particular item, the floor is yours.
She was having some audio difficulties at the beginning of this call, so just wanted to mention that.
That may be. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna give her a little bit of more time, so we could go and kind of skip this item. No, maybe.
Sure. Chair, if I could jump in, my apologies. If you wanted, I know I had mentioned to you there was a bit of a procedural thing. There's a state statute that may dictate a resolution of this item. I don't know if you want me to address it or if you want to wait for Deb.
Well, I think Deb just arrived to Leanne's office, so maybe she can do it, and then you could tag team. So Deb, the floor is yours.
Sorry, I couldn't hear on my computer, so I ran down here.
Sounds good. No problem.
Okay, so did they ask a question specifically, or?
I think it's up for just
Okay. All right, so because under general Connecticut statutes, the council has 44 days to act on a tentative agreement from the date of signing. The 44 days was May 2nd. So technically the contract is, the TA is in full force and effect as of May 4th. But I'm willing to answer any questions you may have regarding it. But it is in full force and effect as of May 4th.
Okay. I do have one question. It's more of a technicality question, but do any of my other council colleagues have any specific question about this particular item or the explanation that they provided to us as far as the technicalities of why it's already being, it was put in effect? Okay, so I do have a technical question now. Seeing that this item by default or by state statute has already been, it's already in effect. I don't know if Corp Counsel, do you know what will be my next step in this case? We don't have to take action in this item, I assume. Do I have to do anything with it? Do I have to? I'm not sure how to get it out of the agenda.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it can be discharged without any sort of recommendation, and then it would not have to be calendared for action with the full council.
Okay.
However, we could also move to approve it and send it back to council, at least letting 1716 know that we agreed with the contract.
Yeah, you could give it a favorable and send it back to the council. The full council, however, shouldn't act on it, right?
Well,
It shouldn't
we
come
can't
up.
act on it, but it would at least be it would be an expression of
Yeah.
So this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a vote to send it back with any favorable recommendation if we don't have any questions, you know. But then, Noelia, let's make sure that on the notes that we note this particular, you know, technicality. So that way, on the communications, it shows that no action will be required by the full council. Does anybody have any questions to Deb about this particular item before we take a vote? No? All right. So see, they made it easy for you, Deb. So seeing that
Made it easy. Thank you.
seeing that there are no questions, then the chair will entertain a motion to send this back to council with a favorable recommendation.
So I would so move, understanding that the time within which council could legally act on this has passed. We nonetheless are sending back to council our report that we view this contract favorably.
Second.
Okay, motion has been made and properly second. Any questions, any comments? Seeing none, those in favor of sending this back with a favorable recommendation, say aye.
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 Okay.
With commendations to Deb.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so let the record show that it was sent back with a favorable recommendation. Moving on now to item 2.3, Mayor Arulampalan with accompanying resolution authorizing the city to contract insurance brokerage services with AJ Gallagher of Boston, Massachusetts. With us tonight, we have our CFO, Leanne Rawls, and also Sarah Lowenthal, Director of Safety and Risk from the Finance Department. So Leanne, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. We're here today to request permission to enter into a 5-year contract with AJ Gallagher for insurance services. This contract would save us approximately $480,000 over the 5 years. Today, I have with me the Director of Safety and Risk, Sarah Lowenthal, so I'm going to kick it off to her and let her give you the details behind the contract. And if necessary, we also have Ronnie Roush from AJ Gallagher to answer any questions that either Sarah or I cannot answer for you.
Perfect.
Thank you, Director Rawls. Good evening, everybody. As Leanne said, we're looking to grant a 5-year contract to AJ Gallagher of Boston. One clarification, the $480,000 is per year, not for the 5 years. So it'll be $2.5 million over 5 years. Leanne knows how I like to save money. Part of where that saving come from is a decrease in their annual fee compared to our prior broker, as well as a decrease in commission. We've had a successful partnership for the last 4 years, and we'd like to continue it. If there's any questions that anybody has, as Leanne said, both Ronnie and I are available for questions.
All right. Do any of my council colleagues have any questions? Councilman Gill.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. And thank you for saving us money. It's always a good thing. A couple of questions, though. Has it been our past practice to enter into long-term contracts in this area?
My experience has only been with this broker, which we did a 1 year with 3 additional extensions. The broker we had prior to this, I believe, was under a 5-year, but I'm not sure how that was structured. Maybe Leanne knows.
Yeah, historically, we've had 5-year contracts. Councilman, many administrations ago, so it's not a foreign practice. I would say probably over the last 10 years, we've shifted to a one-year contract with 3 one-year extensions. But because the savings are so significant in moving forward with a long-term contract here, we felt it was in the city's best interest to move forward.
Well, so I guess that then leads into my question. I mean, what's in it for us to enter into 5 years if, you know, that we're going to get the same deal from them year in and year out? I guess the concern would be, are we tying our hands somehow 3 years in and Gallagher's not delivering anymore, and we'd like to go with someone else? But by agreeing to go with Gallagher for 5 years, are they going to give us something a little bit better somewhere? Is there another kicker in this, or what?
I can let Ronnie and Sarah jump in, but I feel that there's been a great relationship between the city and AJ Gallagher. Over this last contract, we've made a lot of changes in our insurance program with the city. We've collaborated a lot with AJ Gallagher and cleaned up a lot of our internal processes regarding insurance and ensuring that all of the contracts that the city enters into has the proper coverage. So, you know, we do need to do a vendor review annually on AJ Gallagher, and should something not be up to preference and we have the ability to change the contract, then we most definitely could.
Yeah. So, John, can you hear me? This is Ronnie Rush from Gallagher.
Yes, sure, of course.
Just checking. So we could always get terminated for cause. And I have to tell you, the team that is on this is long-term employees of Gallagher. They'll continue to be Gallagher employees, and they are very committed to the city of Hartford. The pricing that we went in with, most of that savings is in commission, where standard commission policies are typically around 15%. We are at 7.5%. which is below the average for sure. And we will not change that.
Well, certainly appreciate it. I just trying to get a better understanding of the you know, the contract and how this benefits us. I can understand how it would benefit Gallagher. You'd like to know where your next 5 years of revenue stream are coming. Yeah. On our side of it, I guess we'd like to know that we've got some pretty capable people that are working for us. And I take it from what you're telling us, Leanne, that this is a group that you're finding very capable, and we don't want to lose them.
Absolutely. You know, we could have went with a 1-year contract with the 3-year extensions, but we felt that the savings here were pretty significant to take the extra step to come before you today and request the 5-year.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I have one quick question. So out of the 480 annually, 450 is on commission, the other 30 is on the fee. So $450,000 on commissions alone. My question is, these are on existing policies. So my first question to Leanne, are there any possibilities of us adding new policies, or these are standard policies that are because my second part of the question would be, on those new policies, is the commission also going to be 7.5%, or will it be something else?
Sarah, you want to jump in since you know the policy's cold?
Sure. The way that the existing, it was a good catch. The existing business that we had when we entered into this contract in 21 was discounted at the 7.5%. Anything new that we've added, for example, our crisis protect policy, is at the full commission of 15%. So it's not, we don't buy new policies very often, but only when it makes sense for the city, right? So for example, we've increased our cyber liability policy limits to give ourselves an extra layer there. So we just kind of follow what's working best for the exposure. But I'll let Ronnie add anything else that she may want to on that.
Yeah, the additional the program obviously is very comprehensive. The type of policies that are added are more, I would say, incidental and for the most part, small premium dollars. Potentially a builder's risk policy. I think we just quoted one for $4,000. So that will be 15% versus the 7.5%.
Got it. Understood. So if I have, let's say, the umbrella or any of the other ones, if they're modified, if the limits are modified, is that considered a new policy or that's no? Okay. No. So it's only in the incidental ones that you mentioned, like something that it's not part of the package, and we feel like it's needed now. But for the most part, the bigger ones, which is normally umbrella and the package one, those are already existing.
Yeah, the property, yes.
Property, yeah. And auto vehicles, all those. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. I want to say the most material policy we've added probably over the last 2 or 3 years was the Crisis Protect. And what was the premium on that, Sarah? I think it was around 80,000.
It is around 80,000.
Yeah.
I could pull it up.
And prior to that, I would say the most material policy was, I think, the cyber. So we don't add those larger policies very often, Councilman.
Sounds good. Yep. I just wanted to gauge what the risk is on adding more at the 15% commission.
That's a great question.
So thank you. Are there any other questions from any of my council colleagues? All right, seeing none, then the chair will entertain a motion to send this back to council with a favorable recommendation.
So move.
Second.
Okay, a motion has been made to send this back with a favorable recommendation and properly second. Any comments? All right, seeing none, those in favor of sending this back with a favorable recommendation, say aye.
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 All right, so the ayes have it. So let the record show that this resolution is now being sent back with a favorable recommendation to the full council. All right, thank you very much. And then for our last item on the agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And let me close this out. It's item 2.4, Mayor Lampole, with a company resolution authorizing the submission of community progress eligible for the 2025 Connecticut Neighborhood Assistance Act Tax Credit Program. There is a public hearing today at 7 p.m. for this particular item. So unless there are any comments or anybody that would like to state any comments or questions about this, the chair will entertain a motion to postpone this item until next month, as there is a public hearing coming up at 7 p.m. tonight.
Move to postpone.
Second.
Okay. This item is not properly, it was made, a motion has been made to postpone this item and properly second. So those in favor of postponing this item until next month, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. One quick question.
Yep.
For Corp Counsel, is there any time constraint on enacting this, Mr. Corp Counsel?
Can I answer that question? Because
sure.
There's a little bit of a curveball here. So I'm glad that you brought it up. And since you did, I'm going to explain to you something that just recently happened today. So the deadline is July 1st. So we still have some time. However, there was a mishap on the OMB office that the 2-week notice that they are supposed to post on the newspapers or wherever it is that they have to, they didn't do that. So now that they are going to do that, the public hearing is still going to happen tonight. The item will be discussed. They are going to post the 2-week notice. Most likely, we will have to do a special public hearing, potentially on June 11th. That's when I agreed that I could do it before the agenda, so that way it could be picked up on June 16th for us to then send it back with a favorable recommendation for the June 23rd council meeting. So we may have to do another public hearing only because the office missed the deadline of the notice. But since it was already in public hearing for tonight, and we just found out about this this morning, we're just gonna go through it. But again, there may be another public hearing, a special public hearing, before our next OMBGA committee meeting.
Understood. Thank you for that explanation.
That was a long explanation, but it was something that
No, I
happened. this morning,
understood
and
it. No, thank you.
So,
Hey, Mr. Chair,
yep.
I was told to make an announcement for that special hearing. Would you like me to make that
Right,
announcement?
yeah, do it because I'm gonna be the one. I volunteered to chair that special public hearing. So go ahead and make that announcement tonight.
Okay,
Thank you.
got it.
Thank you, Councilman.
Of course.
All right, so a motion to postpone this has been made and properly second. Those in favor of postponing this item, say aye.
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 All right. Well,
Aye.
aye. So let the record show that this item is now being postponed and sent back to council with the postponement notice. All right. Thank you everyone for showing up, for coming up for this quick meeting. So I appreciate your attendance. Thank you.
Good night.
Good
Thank you.
night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.